Hello everyone, welcome to today's lecture. So we have finished with chapter 1, chapter 6 and chapter 7. Now we are moving on to chapter 2 of section 1. Okay, the name of the chapter, Work and Energy. Some part you might have learned in earlier classes. Observe, you may see on page number 18. Take your textbooks, open page number 18. Observe, there are some activities given in figure 2.1. Some activities. In the first activity, a girl is reading or doing her homework. In the second one, a boy is playing with a ball. In the third one, a girl is seeing TV. And in the fourth one, a man is carrying a luggage. Okay, now according to physics, the work is said to be done when there is displacement. Okay, now when we are sitting and doing any work or mental work, that means if we are thinking of something, if we are planning something, that is not said to be work done in case of physics, that is said to be mental work. Okay, but in case of physics, work is said to be done when there is displacement of the object, that means there is change in position. So can you tell in which of the pictures above has work been done? In which of the pictures in the second and the fourth one? From scientific point of view, when do we say that no work was done? Okay, when do we say that no work was done? When there is no displacement, right? When there is no displacement. Generally, any mental or physical activity is referred to as work. When we walk or run, the energy in our body is used to do the necessary work. We say that a girl who is studying or working is performing work, but that is mental work. Now, there is a statement given. You may see I have written the statement on the board. Work is said to be done when a force applied on an object causes displacement of the object. So when is work said to be done? When there is displacement, when there is change in position. So I repeat, work is said to be done when a force applied on an object causes displacement of the object. Work is equal to force into displacement, or W is equal to F dot S. Dot means into. Okay, so W is equal to F dot S, or work done is equal to force into displacement. Now on page number 18, can you recall what are the different types of forces and their examples? Last year you had studied about different types of forces, contact forces and non-contact forces. Okay, contact forces are those forces where contact is necessary. For example, muscular force, frictional force. Okay, muscular force, frictional force. Whereas in non-contact force, it is a force which is acting between two objects which are not in contact with each other. For example, magnetic force, gravitational force and electrostatic force. I repeat, there are two types of forces, contact forces, non-contact forces. Contact forces, example, frictional force, muscular force. Non-contact forces, example, electrostatic force, magnetic force and gravitational force. Okay, in all these cases, there is either contact between the two objects or there is no contact between the two objects. Okay, next. Meenakshi wants to displace a wooden block from point A to point B along the surface of a table as shown in figure 2.2a. Now you may see the figure 2.2a. You may see Meenakshi wants to displace the wooden plank. In that case, she is moving it horizontally. Okay, she is moving it horizontally. You may see the diagrams B and C. In case of B, there is a girl, she is pulling a toy car. Okay, she has tied a string to the toy car and she is pulling it. Okay, now when she is pulling it, the string is in her hand. Okay, the string is in her hand. Now will the toy car move in the direction of her hand? Okay, that means it will move horizontally but not slanting. Okay, it will not move in that direction, it will move horizontally. It will move horizontally. I will show you what I want to tell you. Here you may see this is the girl and this is the string and this is the car. Okay, now when she is pulling it, the object will move in this direction and not in this direction. Okay, I repeat, there is a string which is tied onto a toy car. When it is pulled, the push is in this direction, the pull is in this direction, but the object will move horizontally. Okay, now the force which is required here and here are equal to each other. You cannot, there is a relation between the two. We are going to derive the relation. Before that, first of all, we should understand the equation to find out work done. What is the equation to find out work done? W is equal to force into displacement. W is equal to force into displacement. Here you may see this is the exact original force and this is the component of this force. Let F be the applied force and F1 be its component in the direction of displacement. Let S be the displacement. So how will you find out the work done? Work done, W is equal to F1 into S. We have to consider this force because that is the acting force on the object. It is the force with which this is moving in this direction. Okay, so that is F1. Okay, this is taken as F and this is taken as F1. Now if there is an angle, you have to draw an imaginary line like this. This is an imaginary line drawn and this will move in this direction. Okay, now there is an angle between these two that is taken as theta. Okay, it is theta. You are having this in maths. You are having this in maths, but now you might not have learned this, but for the time being you may just understand it is a angular value. The value of an angle is taken as theta. Let theta be the angle that the string makes with the horizontal. Cos theta is equal to, now there is a field in maths which is called as trigonometry. In trigonometry you study about sin theta, cos theta, tan theta, all these you are having. Okay, you will be having this in maths, but for the time being you may study this by heart, that cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Now if this is a right angle triangle, this will become a right angle triangle. This is the hypotenuse. You might have heard about hypotenuse. Okay, the hypotenuse, the base and the height. Okay, this is said to be the adjacent side, this is said to be the opposite side. So cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. It is like that only. Okay, why it is so? It is there in maths that you will be learning when you learn that chapter. Cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Now cos theta is equal to basis. What is base? Base is F1. And what is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is F. So it will become cos theta is equal to F1 upon F. So by cross multiplying, you will get F1 is equal to F into cos theta. F1 is equal to F into cos theta. Thus work done by F1 is, so the work done will be, okay, you may see the equation here. The equation W is equal to F1 into S. So instead of F1 we will take this. Okay, so instead of F1 I have taken this, so it will become W is equal to F cos theta into S. Okay, now the equation becomes W is equal to Fs cos theta, where W is work done, F is force, S is displacement and theta is the angle made. okay, by the original direction of force and the direction in which the object is moving. Okay, now this derivation is a very important derivation. The question is there on page number 18. Use your brain power. Okay, the last sentence: if the displacement is not in the direction of applied force, how do we calculate the amount of work done? Okay, if the displacement is not in the direction of force. Here, what is the direction of force? The direction of force is this. But what is the direction of displacement? The direction of displacement is this. So in that case, how will you find out? You have to draw this diagram. You have to start from here till here. Even if you write this much, you will get marks. In your textbook, you may see page number 19. Let F be the applied force. Can you see? From there you may mark. Let F be the applied force and F1 be its component in the direction of displacement. Let S be the displacement. The amount of work done is given by W is equal to F1 into S. The force F is applied in the direction of the string, that is at an angle with the horizontal. Let theta be the angle that the string makes with the horizontal. Till there, then cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse from there till W is equal to Fs cos theta. Till there you will have to write. Okay, all these sentences you have to write. So I will repeat. This is an object. It is pulled in this direction, but it is moving in this direction. So it is making an angle theta. We know that work done is equal to force into displacement. Let F be the applied force and F1 be its component in the direction of displacement. Let S be the displacement. W is equal to F1 into S. Let theta be the angle that the string makes with the horizontal. You may see this angle that is taken as theta. Cos theta is equal to base upon hypotenuse. Cos theta is equal to F1 upon F, base upon hypotenuse. So F1 cross multiplying, you will get it as F1 is equal to F cos theta. Thus work done by F1 is W is equal to F cos theta into S, that is W is equal to Fs cos theta. You may write this much in your notebook and keep. If you find it difficult to do from the textbook, you may learn at least this and you may write. Okay, it will be easier. Okay, right. Now in the textbook on page number 19, they have given a table. You may fill up that table. First we will see the different values of theta. What is theta? It is the angle. I repeat, if this is an object and it is pulled in this direction and it is moving in this direction, then it makes an angle. That angle is taken as theta. Now what is theta? Theta is equal to 0. Theta is equal to 0 means there is no angle. Okay, there is no angle means both the directions are the same. The force is also, F is also in this direction, F1 is also in this direction. Then angle will be 0. Okay, so theta is equal to 0. Now the value of cos 0 is 1. Theta means 0. The value of cos 0 is 1. Now this is a standard value. You will be having these values to learn in maths. For the time being, you may learn that cos 0 is equal to 1. So cos 0 is equal to 1. W is equal to Fs cos theta. Instead of cos theta, we are putting this 1. So you will get it as W is equal to Fs. I repeat, W is equal to Fs cos theta. Instead of cos theta, we are writing 1 because cos theta is equal to 1. So W is equal to Fs. Okay. Now we will see the work done. What about work done in this case? The work done is positive. Whatever value you are getting is positive. Okay, whatever value you are getting is positive. Understood? Now the next is, if the angle is 90 degree, okay, that means this is the direction of force and this is its direction of movement. Okay, that means this is the pull is in this direction, the F is in this direction and it is moving in this direction, then the angle made by them is 90 degree. When the angle made by it is 90 degree, then cos 90 is 0. We know the value of cos 90 is 0. Then what will be W? If cos 90 is 0, instead of cos theta we will write 0. So Fs into 0, the value will be 0. So what will be W is equal to, the value of W will be equal to 0. So what is work done? Work done is 0. Okay, when is work done 0? When the angle between F and F1 is 90 degree. What is F and F1? F is the force which is actually applied, and F1 is the force in the direction in which the object is moving. Okay, now the next is 180 degree. That means if the force is in this direction and the movement is in this direction, okay, when we are applying brakes for example, then 180 degree, it is 180 degree, the angle is 180 degree. And what is cos 180? Cos 180 is equal to minus 1. So W is equal to Fs cos theta. Instead of cos theta, we will write minus 1. So the equation will become W is equal to minus Fs. So work done is said to be negative. Okay, so work done is said to be negative. So work done could be positive, 0 or negative. Work done could be positive, 0 or negative. Now when is work done positive? When cos theta is equal to 1. That means when this and this direction, when this is the direction of force and the movement is also in this direction, then the angle is 0, cos theta is equal to 1, then the work done is positive. Now when it is 90 degree, then the work done is 0. When the angle is 180 degree, that means they are opposite to each other, then the work done is negative. You may write these in those boxes. This question is asked. If your teacher gives another answer for this, another answer means the displacement is in the direction of force. This could be another answer. Okay, what is the meaning of that? The object is moving in this direction and the force is also in this direction. The displacement is in the direction of force. That means the work done is positive. If they are perpendicular, if the displacement is perpendicular to the direction of force, this is the movement and this is the force, then it is said to be, so it is said to be 0. Okay, now if it is 180 degree, if they are opposite to each other, it is said to be negative. I will show you again. If this is the direction of force and this is the direction of movement, both are in the same direction, then it is said to be positive. If this is the direction of force and this is the direction of movement, then the work done is said to be 0, because theta is equal to 90 degree. If this is the direction of force and this is the direction of movement, then the work done is negative. Okay, have you understood? You may write this. You may write the answer according to your teacher. Both the answers are correct. Okay, right. These are the units of work done. Okay, the SI unit and CGS unit. The SI unit is also called as MKS unit. Now SI unit of work done is joule. How will you define 1 joule? What is the equation to find out work done? The equation to find out work done is W is equal to Fs. This is the main equation. Okay, W is equal to Fs, where W is work done, F is force and S is displacement. Okay, so this is said to be 1 joule when this is 1 Newton and this is 1 meter. I repeat, this is 1 joule when this is 1 Newton and this is meter. Okay, or this is said to be 1 erg when force is 1 dyne and S is 1 centimeter. Okay, if there is an into, there is a dot. Dot means into. Okay, have you understood? W is equal to F into S. So what is said to be 1 joule? if a force of 1 Newton, you may see 1 Newton, what is the force? The force is 1 Newton, displaces an object through 1 meter. What is the displacement? It is 1 meter. So there is an object. Okay, the force acting on it is 1 Newton and it is moving 1 meter. I repeat, there is an object, the force acting on it is 1 Newton and it is getting displaced by 1 meter. Then the work done is said to be 1 joule. I repeat, if a force of 1 Newton displaces an object through 1 meter, the amount of work done is said to be 1 joule. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. Okay, you will get the definitions. If you are getting the definitions of 1 Newton, 1 joule, then you have to write this statement only. You cannot write your own statement. You cannot change the statement from the textbook. You won't get marks. Okay. Now the next CGS unit. The CGS unit is 1 erg. If a force of 1 dyne displaces an object through 1 centimeter, the amount of work done is 1 erg. Again, there is an object. There is a force acting on it. If the force acting is 1 dyne and the movement is 1 centimeter, then the work done is said to be 1 erg. 1 erg is equal to 1 dyne into 1 centimeter. Okay, both the definitions you may see both are the same. There is just difference in the units. In this case, the SI unit of force and SI unit of displacement. In this case, the CGS unit of force and CGS unit of displacement is there. Okay, now this is a very important 2-mark question. The relationship between joule and erg. The relationship between joule and erg. 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne. This is a relation which we already know. Okay, 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to 5 dyne and 1 meter is equal to 10 raised to 2 centimeter. 1 meter is 100 centimeter. 100 means 10 raised to 2. Similarly, 1 Newton is 10 raised to 5 dyne. So 1 joule is equal to 1 Newton into 1 meter. So instead of 1 Newton, I am converting it into dyne. So it will become 10 raised to 5 dyne is equal to into 10 raised to 2 centimeter. 10 raised to 5 into 10 raised to 2, that is 10 raised to 5 plus 2, that will become 10 raised to 7. So 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 dyne centimeter, which is same as 1 joule is equal to 10 raised to 7 ergs. Now this is a very important question, 2-mark question, which is very frequently asked. Okay, so this has been given in a box on page number 20. You may mark this in your textbook accordingly. Now I will give you the homework. Now this is the homework you may see. First is, when is work said to be done? When is work said to be done? It is said to be done when there is displacement. Okay, when there is displacement. Derive an equation for work done when the displacement is not in the direction of force. It is there on page number 19. From let F be the applied force till W is equal to Fs cos theta. With the diagram you have to write. Otherwise, you may write what I had written on the board in the first clip. That much total you have to write with diagram. Okay. Now the next is define 1 joule, 1 erg. The definitions are there in a box on page number 20. Okay. And derive a relation between joule and erg. Okay. So this is the homework. This much you may learn for today. It is a very important part of the chapter. Okay. Thank you.